And welcome back to Let's Play Battle Clash. Last time we took out the 6 chiefs, and now we're moving on to Anubis' generals. First up is the ST Valius with the pilot Eddie, fighting him in Babel, which those of you know that Babel is the mythical, or, well, I say mythical, the biblical tower to heaven that man tried to build. Aptly named here because it's basically a tower that leads to a ring that goes around the earth. Kind of like a staging area, think of it that way. This is an interesting fight, and it's a really tough one if you're not careful, because the screen is constantly moving. As you saw, he's really fast. And he has the ability to shoot a lot of shit at you, pretty much. Really quickly, too. And you can see the big problem right there is that the screen constantly swivels back and forth for the most part. And not to mention, he's never really in one spot more than maybe 3 seconds at a time. So you kind of got to be careful. This is all about defense, really. Shoot down whatever he fires off at you. You'll damage him in the process more than likely. But try not to let him overwhelm you with all the crap that he'll fire at you. Best bet is probably to take out those 2 turrets that you saw he had on the top of his shoulders there. And then just aim for whatever it is he's shooting at you and hope for the best. That's really all the advice that I can give you. And this is another level that changes over time. If you wait till about a minute, as you can see, the background there is moving. We're actually in an elevator going up to the top. But if after about a minute passes of the battle, we'll reach the top. And he'll stop jumping around for the most part, but he'll start moving really fast to the left and right. And that lets him do his secret attack, by the way, which Mike Anderson mentioned in the opening dialogue. But hopefully, if you're paying attention, it shouldn't last that long. And with him out of the way, the first of the 2 generals are down. And it seems like we've run across yet another guy that doesn't seem half bad. In fact, even he mentions that we may meet again. Foreshadowing, gotta love it. And with that, the map changes. Now we're on the moon, basically. Moon base Luna for the final general. There you can see Babel. It's basically a ring around the Earth. I guess it's a way to save fuel or whatever and just stage like shuttle launches from there. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm trying to look too much into that. Anyway, this guy, yeah, he's pretty gnarly looking. Supposedly, this is kind of what our ST looks like. I mean, our gun is pretty much the same as his. The only difference is that he has a shield. Now, his shield can block anything we have. Doesn't matter. Energy bolt, turbo shots, bomb, whatever. It will not damage his shield. But you can make him get rid of his shield. If you destroy his gun, he'll throw his shield at you and then you can destroy it. But there's really no reason to do that, because this is one of those bosses that if you hit him center mass, you can get him stuck in a loop. Because as long as he has his gun and shield, he'll only fire off one of 2 attacks. He'll either fire off a volley of turbo shots, or a really strong flashing bullet at you, which the latter has a really definite call sign, so you should have no problems defending yourself from it, as you'll see here pretty quickly. Now, he is rather fast, but for the most part he stays on screen. Now there's his turbo shots. Once again, shoot center mass to cancel it out. Anytime he blocks a shot with his shield, that means he's going to charge up and fire a strong shot off. Like I say, it's a real obvious call sign to it. And that's pretty much it. You can destroy his gun, like I say, but then he'll throw his shield at you. And that allows him to use some extra attacks. But even then, it's nothing really major. With any luck, you should take him down within half a minute to 45 seconds. No problemo. Certainly kind of a letdown for the penultimate boss. But who am I to argue? The guy's name is Carlos, by the way, and he has a really freaky laugh. That's the thing, if you lose to one of these guys, then you get a game over screen, and apparently they laugh at you or whatever, and this guy is really freaky. But with that out of the way, we've defeated everything except Thanatos, or Anubis. This is also where we're actually given a little bit of the story here. Pretty much the only time in the game where you're actually let in on why we're even doing this. Mentions that he killed his father and all that other good stuff. Not to mention he's a really weird, goofy-looking motherfucker. 2 different colored eyes, has some gnarly-looking fucking eyebrows. It's not mentioned in this game, but in the sequel, may as well go ahead and spoil that shit, I mean, who gives a fuck anyway. But in the sequel, it's mentioned that he's actually like an android or a cyborg, and he's hardwired to his ST, which is pretty cool, but I guess you could call it cool. Now, as for a boss battle, this guy is a lot easier than you'd think for being the final guy. He doesn't move all that fast. His stun area, as you can see, is always open. All of his attacks have a major call sign, and he really gives you... pretty much there's no reason that he should even get an attack off aside from the occasional turbo shot. Like I say, yeah, it's really easy to hit his center mass there. With any luck, should go down less than half a minute, as you see. But it's not over yet. As with any good, well, semi-good final boss, he has a second form. And if you don't blow off any of his body parts, he does it for you at the end, which is interesting, but whatever. The real him, and what could it be, you ask? Well, let's see. Okay, he got a lot bigger. He's growing two spiky arm nub things. Gets a pair of legs that have eyes on the feet, and two balls. Hey, he finally found them, huh? Well, maybe now he'll actually present a little bit of a challenge, eh? Getting cocky there, but there's really no reason not to. I mean, we have full health. What could possibly be wrong, right? Oh, what do you mean? What are you talking about, winning this shape? We have full health, man. Gotta love preset dialogue. But this is when the two good chiefs and, of course, the one good general show up. And if you don't have full health, that's pretty much what they do. They heal you. So, yeah. The drama is kind of cut down significantly there. Not to mention, if you have the V system, this guy goes down really fucking quick. But like I said before, after this LP is complete, I will show off all the items, and you will see just what it is about the V system that makes it really easy. By the way, if you use your bomb during his first form, you get it back for his second form. So yeah, there's really no reason you should have problems with this guy. He's a huge target, and pretty much everything can be destroyed on him, as you see. You can destroy his two balls over on the left, those two eye-looking things, but you can only shoot them when they're open. In fact, you can only shoot anything when it's open. His two foot mouths and his arm mouths. You can destroy his legs by shooting the little ball joints that they're attached to there, but that's kind of a hard thing to do. So, pretty much just wait, charge up an energy bolt, fire away. Your turbo shots will destroy anything he shoots at you. Oddly enough, even the flashing projectiles, so yeah. Just defend when you need to, and when he's not shooting at you, charge up and wait for him to open up. This battle will probably take a long time. I say a long time, about a minute or so. Mainly because you can't actually damage him until he attacks you, but still. Like I say, that gives you plenty of chance to charge up. Also, once you destroy all of his extremities, he's pretty much dead in the water, and he can only shoot those two turbo shots at you there. And yeah, the battle's pretty much over from that point on. Just like so. Now we've beat the final boss. Are we given some kind of cutscene or dialogue box that closes off the story? No. Instead, we're just taken to the final statistics screen, and that's it. So that, like I say, that's pretty much it for the game. It's an interesting little game. By the way, this is one of the extra add-ons that the Japanese version has there. On the enemy statistics screen, instead of just giving you the time like the English version does, the Japanese version, in the extra year that they waited before they released this game, they included a continue counter. Totally worth the extra year of development, right? Well, there is something else, but, oh well, you'll see. Also, I hope you're ready for one of the longest credit sequences in pretty much any SNES game that I've played. But, even not counting the boss statistics here. But yeah, as you saw, it's a really good game, really fun. I would definitely recommend picking this up. Even for an emulator, it's really fun. I mean, it's a lot easier with that fucking crosshair there and everything. But if you can, buy the fucking Super Scope. If not for anything else just for this game and its sequel, because it's really fun to play. I gotta say, it's simple, quick-paced, really easy game to beat, but it's really fun in the process, and it's totally worth the, what, 15, 20 bucks it costs to buy a Super Scope, if you have that kind of cash laying around. But yeah. Also, the music, as you can tell, the music is really good for this kind of a game. This game and its sequel are probably well, they're definitely the best Super Scope games, bar none. I mean, the Super Scope only had 11 games, I think, something like that. Yeah, these two are definitely at the top. But yeah, definitely check this out, and that's about it, aside from the bonus video that I'm going to do that shows off all the items and shit that you can pick up during the game. I'm going to chime in a few times during the credits because there's a few points of interest that are worth noting, but other than that, yeah, this is it. And here is the other addition to the Japanese version that's not present in the English version. That little picture in the background that features the two chiefs and the one general and Mike Anderson sitting on the ST Falcon. In the English version, it's just a black background. Gnarly, right? Like I say, totally worth the extra year they spent. Here we go. Yuka Tsujiyoko. I think I pronounced that right. Probably not. My southern pronunciation has a way of butchering Japanese words and names. So if I did, I'm sorry. But back on track, this lady is probably most known for composing the music to the Fire Emblem series, which probably explains why the music in this game and its sequel is so damn catchy. And here we have the final point of interest, Gunpei Yokoi. Any of those that are familiar with the Metroid series should probably recognize that name. And it also explains probably why these two games are really fucking fun. They're really well designed, and he had a lot to do with that shit. So, once again, this has been BMS. I hope you enjoyed. If nothing else, I hope you'll at least try this for yourself, because it's worth it. And I will see you next time for Let's Play Metal Combat: Falcon's Revenge.